It's been a week full of activities for our security agencies across the country, and so as usual, we'll let you in on some of these stories on your one-stop crime and security program, Crime Watch. I am Ivy Kano. Our train will be touching down in Yola, Abuja, Imo, Osun, and Lagos State, not forgetting our usual Vox Pop segment. We'll start off in Adamawa State, where the Air Component Commander Operation Lafia Dule, Air Commodore Peter Ozazi, says military authorities have intensified efforts to rescue the remaining Chibok girls and other citizens still being held captive in Zambisa Forest by Boko Haram members. He stated this at a press briefing in Yola. Our correspondent, Owolabi Adenusi, was there.
Air Commodore Peter Ozazi is particularly pleased with his men for the giant strides recorded during the just concluded Operation Desert Storm. He said the operation yielded the desired objective as no fewer than 60 bombardments were carried out to degrade the remnants of the Boko Haram insurgents in their hideouts in the Zambisa forest.
In the month of October, the Nigerian Air Force organized an independent air operation codenamed Operation Forest Storm. The essence of that operation was to destroy as much as possible a lot of the Boko Haram terrorist camps within the Zambisa forest.
Air Commodore Ozazi reiterates that the Nigerian Air Force has continued to provide close air support to ground troops, conducting reconnaissance exercises and blocking enemy supply channels.
The other objective was to degrade their capability to mass up and stage any credible offensive against troops within the general area. The operation lasted for 7 days, and I can tell you that that operation was a huge success.
Given the recent successes recorded by the Nigerian Armed Forces, Nigeria's neighbors, Niger, Chad and Cameroon, are confident that a peace will return to the region soon.
Three suspects who allegedly abducted a top management staff of Dangote Group, Stephanos Bello Guruma, and killed him after 3 weeks in captivity have been arrested by operatives of the Inspector General of Police Intelligence Response Team, ITR. Reports say Stephanos Bello was killed because the kidnappers felt he knew too much about them. The suspects, Abubakar Gaide, 24, Babuga Adamu, 25, and Abdullahi Salui, 22, were arrested at Ijebu-Igbo Forest, Ogun State, Ekpe Forest in Lagos State, and Ikpo Forest in Kwara State, respectively, by the operatives led by Assistant Inspector General of Police Abba Kyari. The police also recovered 3 AK-47 rifles and 167 live ammunition, which the suspects allegedly buried in the forest. It was gathered that the suspects kidnapped 4 expatriates and a Nigerian working with the company in Ijebu-Igbo area of Ogun State on November the 9th and were said to have demanded more than 100 million naira from the company as ransom. After several negotiations, the company was said to have sent Guruma to secure the release of his colleagues. When 5 of the victims were released, the kidnappers allegedly abducted Guruma, then made a new demand of 200 million naira for his freedom. But apprehension set in when neither Guruma nor the kidnappers could be reached anymore. The company then decided to alert the Inspector General of Police, who drafted his men to investigate the matter. The kidnappers alleged that the deceased was their main target as he knew too much about them, so they had to kill him. Force Headquarters spokesman, Deputy Commissioner of Police Dan Owana, said the suspects are being interrogated and would be prosecuted at the end of the investigation. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And in Imo, CP Taiwo Lakano has called for an attitudinal overhaul of the Nigerian police force. The CP noted that the perception of the institution by members of the public is one that is not only corrupt but inefficient and brutal. He stated this at the formal launching of the Change Begins With Me campaign and Operation Mkpochapo by the State Command of the Nigerian Police in Owerri.
The entire campaign is anchored on change of attitude and a total reorientation of the way we live. As a result, in line with the directives of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim K. Idris, MPN MNI, for the Nigerian Police Force to embrace the campaign, the Imo State Police Command is launching the program Change Begins With Me Today for members of the force. No one can fault the assertion that there's a compelling need for a sweeping change of attitude within the Nigerian Police Force.
By the way, Mkpochapo means clean up in Igbo language. In Osun State, the police command has declared total war on cannabis farmers and smokers. To this end, the command has destroyed a cannabis farm in a village in the state and also arrested some suspects. Correspondent Ibrahim Alege went with the police to the farm on 2 occasions, and here is his report.
It took us about 30 minutes trekking in the bush before we could access the farmland from the main road. The cannabis farm is located at Agbogbo village in Irewole local government area of Osun State. Here, cannabis is cultivated in large quantity and the farmers work with syndicates, including distributors and transporters. Some arrests have been made.
They arrest me with a giant 7 bag of a giant. And when they arrest me, I no lie. I say the truth. I say I mean get the giant.
After the first day of the destruction of some portions of the farm, some of the cannabis farmers again mobilized and harvested the ones already sprayed with herbicide, not minding the danger it poses to potential consumers. On the second day, additional 40 youth volunteers joined the police to carry out the task of destroying the vast farm. The Osun State Police Command says the war against cannabis is total.
The cannabis destroyed were not meant absolutely for Osun State, for the consumption of people. So, because cannabis in such quantity, large quantity, you will expect that there will also be the dealers will also be taking them out of the state. So what we have done will not only impact positively on Osun State, but even on other states. I'm aware that some of them are also involved in even exporting cannabis to some neighboring countries. So it's going to have a lot of positive impact on Osun and other states.
Fair enough, remove this thing. You removed at least probably, let's say, 1/3 of the criminal activities, because virtually armed robbers, cultism, or cultists, armed robbers, kidnappers, they all use this. So at least this market is a bad one this year. It's a bad market. So definitely it will have a negative effect on them. But then to me, it's positive, because at least I've reduced the amount that will go to the market. So it's a step ahead towards reducing crime.
Irewole and Ishokan local government areas have been identified as the major hub of cannabis cultivation and wholesale distribution in Osun State. At least 2 of the farmers have been arrested, and the Osun State Police Command says it is on the trail of others in order to raise the state of the virtues of cannabis cultivation, distribution, and smoking. At the meantime, the Osun State Police Command has arrested 7 persons for smoking cannabis. As part of its campaign against cannabis cultivation, distribution, and smoking, the police top hierarchy, led by the Commissioner of Police Olafimihan Adeoji, were at a popular motor park called Old Garage in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, to smoke out cannabis smokers. Most of the cannabis smokers at the park took to their heels upon sighting the police team, while some were arrested. Addressing the leadership of the transport workers at the park, CP Adioye said the police will not tolerate cannabis smoking in any part of the state and selling of hard drinks at motor parks.
We don't want a situation that the operators of the motor park will have access to cannabis before they embark on their journey. That could be very, very disastrous. But we have been able to dislodge the people who are using this place as their hideout. So we are not only after the cultivators of this hard weed, hard drug, but we're also after the middlemen and even the users of the hard drug.
Back here in Lagos, the Commissioner of Police, Fatai Owosheni, paraded a teacher alleged to have molested a 2-year-old child. We also have the version of the mother of the child.
It's a case of defilement where a teacher was alleged to have defiled a student, a 2-year-old student, a 2-year-old pupil rather. That teacher has been apprehended. We make sure that the case is investigated to logical conclusion and ensure that that culprit is not allowed to go scot-free and that is made to account for that criminal act.
Yes. Okay, sir, please, can we have your two names?
Adegboyega Adenekon.
We are told you are a pastor.
I'm not a pastor.
Okay.
I'm a Christian.
But the school referred to you as a pastor. They think you are a pastor.
Maybe the way I live my life, they may think so, because everybody that does the right thing, maybe do things in a proper way, in a Christian way, that is, people will think that you are a Christian.
Can you tell us why you are here, please?
I was brought here by the Nigerian police from Area F police station. I was alleged to have assaulted a girl of 2 years and 10 months.
Tell us what happened. Anybody can assault anybody. It's not a slap.
Okay, so on 11th of this month, that is Friday, I got a call from one Mrs. Oladapo. That was around 8 p.m. She alleged on phone that I assaulted the daughter, a student in my school. And I asked her, when did it happen? How? Where? She couldn't tell me. But she just said that I want it between the two of us. I don't want you to tell anyone. In fact, I have not told my husband, so she said. Few minutes after 8, I got a text message from her telling me that I should take note of all that she has said and that I should still remain friendly with the daughter. So I was so disturbed. Throughout the night, I wasn't myself. I'm not going to add anything. I'm not going to subtract. Truth must be said here.
Did you assault the girl?
I never did.
How close are you?
I'm a supervisor in that school. So I move around.
How close are you?
The closeness will just be, hello, how are you, as I move around my normal duty. You see, what really happened was that sometimes last session, there's a girl called Precious in preschool 1. I, as a supervisor, I move around, like I said. Going to the head teacher's office, you have to pass through that class. So this girl was crying. Her tears caught my attention, and I moved closer. The teacher was Mrs. Sholola. She's in this compound. All the teachers are in this compound. So you are free to go and ask them to. This girl was crying, and I moved closer. Why is she crying? And all that. So I talked to the girl, and that girl, Precious, stopped crying. Subsequently, I will peep through the class once in a while. I say, how is Precious doing? I hope she's not crying today and all that. This same girl we are talking about was in the same class with this girl, Precious. If you have been to a nursery school, when you're walking into the class, all of them rushes at you to greet you. I stay at the entrance to greet them. Hello, how are you doing? And all that. And that's how I got to know this girl called Damisi.
Do you have other male teachers in that school?
No, we have other male teachers, but in the nursery school.
How come you're the only one?
No, let him finish.
In the nursery school, we only have one music teacher that's male.
Okay.
Almost all of them are women.
Okay.
You get it.
Are you the music teacher?
No, I am not the music teacher.
Why did
I have told you where the relationship started.
Okay, wait. Why did the girl identify you? Why you?
You see, it's still a mystery to me that the girl mentioned my name. Do you get the truth of the matter is that this girl knows me and I know her in that class. In that class, she knows me. When you walk in, they could barely talk in that class. The teacher will always talk. Oh, get up. Let's greet Mrs. So-and-so. Let's greet Mr. So-and-so. So her knowing my name is not a problem. Do you get it?
Her mentioning your name is my problem.
That is the
So why you?
That remains a mystery also to me. Why this girl mentioned my name. Whether she was schooled or whatever, I don't know. And I leave everything in the hands of the government, the law enforcement agents, to do their investigation very well. I know I will be vindicated at the end of the day, because I must tell you in all honesty, I know nothing. She said I took the girl to my office where I share with people. She said I used the toilet. I did it in the toilet according to her. The toilet I never used. So I leave everything in the hands of you, pressmen and everywhere. Go anywhere and find out. And I pray at the end of the day, God is going to vindicate me.
Which school are we talking about?
We're talking of Christian school.
On the 10th of November, I took my daughter to the toilet, and as I normally do, I said, don't let anybody touch your wee-wee, like every mother will tell their daughter. Then she told me, he put his wee-wee in my wee-wee. And that was where everything started. I said, who? She said, Mr. Adeneko. I said, where? She said, in a doctor place. I said, how come? She said, how is the place? She said it has tables. She's 2 years old, but she could describe graphically everything. As any mother would, I didn't want it to come out. I wanted to just cover it up and, you know, try to see how I can just cover it up. So I went to the class teacher and I said, class teacher, did anything happen? Did this baby discuss anything with you? And she said, no. I said, okay, but she's telling me that something happened, but it's okay. Then I took her to the house of another teacher that is mature, and I told her that this is what this baby has said. Then we tried to get the suspect's number, and I called him and told him 3 things. I said, number 1, do not abuse my daughter again. Number 2, do not threaten my daughter, because she told me that he will tell her, shut up and cover her face, her mouth. So I said, do not threaten my daughter again. And number 3, for the psychological balance of my daughter, when you see her, wave at her. Just be friendly. I'm not interested in dragging this. Then he told me that even if I like, I can tell anybody. Nobody will believe me. Because he is a pastor, he's a management, but he has noted all that I said. But even if I like, even if I like to tell the school, nobody will believe me. And truly, when I got to the school on Monday, a big school, everybody told me that it couldn't have happened. This man is a pastor. This man is this and that. And I was like, it is the most unassuming people that abuse. This man, everybody in school knows him as her friend. They call him her godfather. He's a supervisor in the primary section. He has no reason to be in the nursery section. When they asked the teacher, all of them were saying that he has never been inside the class. He has never been inside the class. He has never been inside the class. There was never a time. Do you know, a cleaner, on Friday, after I've heard, a cleaner told me, casually, she said, the love between your daughter and this man, they are so close. So I was wondering how even a cleaner knows that they are close in a hybrid school that we're paying so much. And then everybody in the school started saying, no, he did not do it. They are certain he did not do it. They are sure he did not do it. I said, okay, it's fine. Let's take it to the law. We took it to the police and they started investigating. My medical doctor checked my daughter and said, yes, she has been abused. They took us to the school's medical doctor that said she cannot say conclusively that this baby has been abused. Then we went to the government hospital that agreed that, yes, this baby has been abused. Then the baby will be telling me so many graphic things that he has done to her. You know, I just believe that the law will take its course and my daughter will receive justice.
Now it's up to the police to unravel that mystery and why the child singled him out. Still in Lagos, the Lagos State Governor, Akinwumi Ambode, announced an increment to the death insurance benefit for police officers who die in active service to the tune of 10 million naira. Governor Ambode spoke at Lagos House in Ikeja after he was presented with 2 awards, one in South Africa by the Rapid Response Squad RRS of the State Police Command. He says security and safety of the people remains one of his focal objectives of his administration, and that government would continue to embrace measures to motivate and encourage officers of the command to perform their duties diligently. Governor Ambode also handed more patrol vehicles and 45 power bikes to the RRS. The RRS commander, Olatunji Disu, an assistant commissioner of police, won the award of Most Outstanding Police Operational Officer in Africa.
And then we are increasing that, irrespective of whether you are an officer or a junior personnel or officer. If you die in active service, the payment that will be made by the state government is being increased to 10 million.
I think that offer will actually boost the morale of the police officers serving in Lagos State. Also in Lagos, the Rapid Response Squad held their show of force around the state. The Rapid Response Squad of the Lagos Police Command Tuesday held a show of force across the state. The exercise, which lasted from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., had the operational officers of the squad driving through major areas of the state. 14 armored personnel carriers, 80 patrol vehicles and helicopters were spread across the state. At some point, the officers got down from their vehicles to send signals to criminals that Lagos is a no-go area. They say they are ready and equipped by the state government to protect lives and property and will do that no matter what. Areas visited include Ekpe, Ikorodu, Ikeja, Abuleba, Surulere, Ajegunle, amongst others. The show of strength terminated at the office of the Lagos State Security Trust Fund. The commander noted that to whom much is given, much is expected.
We encountered a lot of challenges, especially when we took off. We need to retrain the men again and again, retrain the drivers, especially take them up on the basics, checking of the engine oil, checking of waters, making the vehicles very clean. It took us some time before we were able to get it right. Finally, we got it right, and that's why the vehicles are still here in top shape. Lagos State Police Command has already made up their mind. They have told you about the strategies they had for keeping crime low. But generally, just like you mentioned, the security of individuals first and foremost lies in their hands. A lot of people this Yuletide period want to enjoy what they did not work for. So usually, all over the world, you see increase in crime at this particular period. Yes, they should take their security personal. They should not be flamboyant. They should not talk about money in public. They should lock their doors. They should not open doors for strangers. Open their eyes open, and then be their neighbor's keeper. Finally, we have the emergency numbers. These numbers are working. These numbers are working. You can see it all over our vehicles, 112767. They are working. They should put it in the back of their mind. They should store it in their phones. Lagosians are wonderful people that have been giving us information. I want to beg them to continue in that way.
We do not receive government funding So everything you see here is done by corporate organizations and individuals who donate to the trust fund. And so it's also an opportunity to always continue to urge them to do their part and play their part, that security is for everyone. Security is a non-respecter of creed or sex. So people should know that the primary purpose of any society is a secure administration, and that's been demonstrated by the governor. And you can see how much he has spent, and the state has spent as regards security. So finally, we're just appealing, as you asked before, this is a U-type period. There's going to be a high level of crime. People are going to be coming into Lagos, influxing into Lagos because of the success we have recorded in Lagos. So we need people to continue to support us so that we can continue to do more for our security agencies. And what you see here is not only for the IRS. We're supporting the Operation MESA operations, the Army, the Navy, and the Armed Forces, and other paramilitary and other agencies that all together keep the state safe. So that is the appeal at this time, and I think people should donate their widow's mite to a very worthy cause.
Now let's go to the street for our Vox Pop segment.
Well, I have never done that. Why? For now. The reason being that, you see, in Nigeria, it's like every information you give, it doesn't work. So our security, we only depend on God for now. Because by the time you give police or any security agents information, you will just find out that you are just wasting your time.
The police don't take the information serious. They misuse information, and at times when they say the information I give them is genuine, they don't make use of it.
First, I've not been in a situation where I have to give information to the police. And second, even if I was in a situation, I wouldn't, cause I don't think the police force regards opinion as something that counts.
And before we go, Police Service Commission released names of 10,000 successful applicants into the Nigerian police. That's a wrap on this week's edition. Remember, get security agencies informed once you notice any criminal activity in your area. Send your comments to crimewatch@tvcnews.tv. Till next week, I'm Ivy Kano.